Hi there guys, welcome back and hello if you are new. So, as prolific as they are experimental, Full of Hell returned with a brand new album in 2024 in the form of Coagulated Bliss. So if you're not familiar with Full of Hell, they are a band that have fast grown to become one of the most eminent grindcore and noise bands, I think, out there. Collaborating with artists that range from Merzbow, Nothing, The Body and Gasp, Full of Hell are, if not nothing, eclectic. And Coagulated Bliss, their new album, might serve as the perfect introduction to the band. Thematically, the record looks at the idea of growing up and the juxtaposition of small town America and kind of big cities and metropolis and that sort of ugliness. So perhaps the biggest shock to my system, I think, on listening to this album was the amount of melody that is present on here. Tracks like the genius of Coagulated Bliss and the pendulum swing of this sort of guitar in Half-Life of Changelings are really a well-warranted melodic injection of colour that I really loved. There's a definitive sense of introspection to this record as well, and Bleeding Horizon is kind of the record's halfway marker, and whilst it starts with some really great melodies, it kind of swaps that out for this crushing distortion that really kind of like grinds you down. It wouldn't be a Full of Hell album without tracks like Vomiting Glass and Gasping Dust though, which keep that grind quota nice and topped up. But I also think the record is incredibly descriptive, you know, in the lyrics and the song titles: Vomiting Glass, Gasping Dust, Doors to Mental Agony. It also has to be said that I think Dylan Walker gives a scathingly self-aware performance. You know, the lyrics are fantastic. His vocal performance is absolutely feral at times. And despite there being a lot of madness with the noise and chaos, there's definitely a simplicity to the genius of Full of Hell's songwriting. On this album, they often pull back the smoke and mirrors of distortion to reveal, you know, a really well put together, thought out song and great melodies. Coagulated Bliss, the track as well, also had that sort of boogie vibe, which, you know, I first heard with like Milk Lizard by the Dillinger Escape Plan, for example. Noise has always been a tool that, you know, Full of Hell have used at their disposal, and I think Fractured Bonds to Mecca and also Vacuous Dose kind of brings that idea of the industrial kind of in, really heightens that sense of the sort of like hopelessness and the crushing despair. What Full of Hell are so good at doing though is bringing multiple opposing subgenres together to create an incredibly creative new direction. And I think for sure some of that has come from, you know, their collaborations with various different artists, like Malformed Ligature, the final track, kind of, you know, harks back to that sort of Nothing vibe, you know, that's similar to what they did in that collaboration. In Coagulated Bliss, Full of Hell have paradoxically created both their most experimental record and also their most accessible record as well. It takes elements from their past with collaborations, full lengths, but also introduces new ideas to prove that they really are extreme music's finest exports. So for that reason, I'm going to give this album a 9 out of 10. Thank you so much for tuning into this album review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And please do hit that like and subscribe button. I've also got a wicked interview with Spencer Hazard from Full of Hell, which will be going up next week as well. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys very soon for another album review.